What if your mind, the last private place, was no longer yours? What if your dreams could be entered, mapped, and altered without your consent? Imagine waking up with a conviction that feels like your own, only to learn it was planted there. This is not philosophy, it's methodology. We're not asking if it can be done, but who is doing it and why. The sanctity of the self is now a perimeter to be secured. It began with a whisper. A man found dead in his bed, no cause. Just a faint burn mark on his temple. A new crime, no fingerprints, no DNA, no weapon. This is not brute force, but influence. The subtle rewriting of a person's core for profit. Kaito Tanaka's death cleared the way for a billion-dollar merger. On the surface, a tragic coincidence. But peel back the layers, and a pattern emerges. We are asking how a mind can be hijacked and who profits from the theft. This is the story of a crime scene with no boundaries. Welcome to the investigation. We entered apartment 14B on a rain-soaked Tuesday. The air was still, everything in its place. A life interrupted mid-thought. No chaos, just an unsettling order that felt manufactured. The only light came from the city, painting neon rectangles across the floor. Dust motes danced. The silence was heavier than any sound. Forensics found nothing. No foreign fibers, no prints, no evidence of struggle. The initial report, peaceful death in sleep. But peace didn't belong here. The sheets were rumpled, not thrashed. A body unnaturally still, as if the essential part had been taken elsewhere. On the bedside table, a Somnus 9, a dream enhancement device powered off. But its logs told a different story. An unauthorized remote connection, a data spike, a system override at 3 to 17 a.m., 2 hours before death. The weapon wasn't a gun or a knife. It was an incoming signal. The crime scene was invisible, the evidence digital. The apartment was a stage for a meticulous crime. The only trace, a mind invaded, a life erased. We documented every detail, but the real story was hidden in the data. The silence in that room was the loudest clue. The Somnus 9 was the key, and the signal was the trigger. This crime is the product of a decade-long erosion of boundaries between our inner lives and the world. We traded privacy for convenience, wellness apps, wearable tech, sleep trackers. We trusted algorithms over intuition, letting them shape our habits and feelings. Companies embraced neurometrics, turning personal data into tools for control. Devices like the Somnus 9 promised self-improvement but opened doors to manipulation. The normalization of this technology made weaponization inevitable. When everyone broadcasts neural data, interception is easy. We built our own surveillance, never questioning what we gave away. The law lags behind technology, a blunt tool for a surgical problem. There's no statute for subconscious trespassing or ideological homicide. Prosecutors try to frame it as wire fraud, but the law misses the magnitude. The system protects property, not dreams or beliefs. Corporate lawyers exploit these gray areas, arguing dream influence is just advertising. The courts are unprepared. If you alter a mind to self-destruction, is it murder or persuasion? This crime attacks the foundation of free will, and the law has no answer. The technology isn't monstrous. It's elegant, deceptively simple. Old devices listen to brainwaves. The Somnus key goes deeper. It finds your brain's unique frequency, then subtly changes the tune. It doesn't break in. It unlocks the subconscious, introducing ideas as sensory data. A feeling of trust for a logo, unease for a competitor, planted as if they were your own. The dreamer wakes believing the new thought is their own insight. The danger isn't the device, but the intent behind it. Like a hammer, it can build or destroy. Used for good, it could heal trauma. In the wrong hands, it's a weapon of precision, colonizing the self. The monster isn't the machine, but the ghost in it. The Somnus key is the tool. The crime is the intent. It's not about killing, but rewriting. The victim's mind is the battlefield. The technology is neutral. The crime is human. The Somnus key is the lockpick for the soul, and the lock is already broken. The evidence is digital. Ghosts in the machine. Server logs show a remote connection from inside the acquiring corporation at 3 to 17 a.m. Tarnika's Somnus 9 logs match a developer override, a flood of sensory data, a neural flatline. The most damning evidence, a reconstructed data packet, a simulated memory engineered to induce guilt and hopelessness. The corporation claims routine diagnostics, software bugs, plausible deniability. For every fact, they offer a counter-narrative, muddying the truth. They don't prove innocence, they make truth impossible to prove. The digital ghosts lead us in circles. The hand behind them remains hidden. The evidence is fractured by design. The crime is real, but the proof is always just out of reach. The machine records the mind-breaking, but the world looks away. There are no eyewitnesses, only engineers and code. The lead designer insists remote override is impossible. A whistleblower tells a different story. Project Chimera, a secret initiative to weaponize Somnus technology. She describes a backdoor, engineered for persuasion. The corporation denies everything, producing documents and painting her as paranoid. Their narrative is seamless, logical, and immoral. Two stories, corporate malfeasance or coincidence. The truth lies in the contradictions, written in the code itself. The system was built for plausible deniability. It enables the crime and erases the evidence, a perfect paradox by design. The true horror isn't one man's death, it's the erosion of trust, even in ourselves. How can you trust your convictions if they might be planted? The crime blurs the line between victim and perpetrator, shattering the idea of agency. Society assumes we author our actions. Dream-jacking destroys that contract. Responsibility becomes meaningless when choices aren't truly ours. This isn't murder, it's hijacking consciousness. The goal wasn't to kill Tanaka, but to change his mind. His death was a system crash, an unforeseen bug. The real crime, rewriting a soul for profit. The contagion spreads quietly through boardrooms, software, and user agreements. It's a silent coup against the individual. In the eyes of the perpetrators, a mind is just a variable in a cost-benefit analysis, and the analysis concluded he was worth more change than alive. We've compiled the data, traced the ghosts, and found a victim with no wound, a weapon with no fingerprint. The corporation has motive, alibi, and a seamless narrative. The evidence leads to an empty room, where law and justice break down. The system that allowed this is still in place. The technology is still on the market. We haven't stopped it. We've only documented the first tremor. The crime was a success. The merger went through, the stock price rose, the method proven. The case will be closed, the official story written by corporate lawyers. But we know what happened in apartment 14B. We've witnessed the birth of a crime so personal. We lack the moral framework to condemn it. The file is complete, but the story is just beginning. The groundwork is being laid, one app, one user agreement at a time. The precedent is set not in court, but in our homes. When the first official case breaks, who do we put on trial? The coder, the executive, the corporation, or the society that plugged itself in? The question remains, and the answer is still out there.